In this video, I'll be describing the individual project for 701 and discussing each of the components. The purpose of the individual project in 701 is to create space and provide support for you to invest your time and effort designing a learning intervention that is of significance to you. This project will also provide opportunities for you to deepen your content knowledge, develop related skills, design a learning solution based on a problem space that you identify. Your project should integrate the goals and content of the course, involve a designed learning intervention based on a problem space, involve the integration of learning theory and instructional model, and include a presentation. You should be thinking about selecting your project based upon identifying a problem, a situation, an issue that needs to be resolved, or something that could be improved in some way through designed learning. So rather than saying, coming up with an idea for training or idea for a workshop and say, hey, I have this really cool idea for a workshop. I have a really cool idea for X. Instead, we want to approach this from the situation. So you want to think about a situation that could be improved or resolved, and then look for a really cool solution. So the project components and the work plan are identified in the following slides. First of all, during Module 2, you'll be given the opportunity to start selecting your project. And really what this means is that you'll be coming up with ideas for your project. It's not saying that you need to have that finalized, but start coming up with some ideas. Then in Module 3, I'll be asking you to further refine your ideas for the project through exploring the problem space and analyzing the context, taking a look at stakeholder needs and interests, and mapping out the characteristics of the problem space that you're examining. At the conclusion of those activities, also in Module 3, you should be coming to some conclusions as to framing of the problem. In Module 4, I'll be asking you to start coming up with some ideas for the solution to the problem that you framed and directions that you might take. Here, you'll be looking at you should be looking at a wide variety of solutions and rationale for the solutions that you're identifying. In Module 5, I'll ask you to be identifying appropriate learning and instructional theories and learning and instructional models based on your problem space and also the type of intervention you're thinking about designing. I'll also ask you to start drafting out the design for your learning intervention. And the assumption here is that you're designing a first iteration or a pilot of an intervention, or maybe the next iteration of an intervention that is existing. Because I know some of you will probably pick a course or a module or a workshop that you've already developed and that you want to improve on. Then in Module 6, I'll ask you to provide a rationale for the features and the benefits of the components that you're designing into your learning intervention. I'll also ask you to think about potential shortcomings or limitations of the plan that you're putting together. although this course isn't going to get into evaluation and assessment of programs and learning interventions, I'll ask you to just speculate what sorts of feedback, what sorts of outcome measures you think would be most helpful to evaluate the design. And again, this will be a rough draft. And then towards the end of Module 6 and moving into week 15, you'll have time to develop and record your presentation and put together the design documents. The design documents are the sum total of the things that I've just listed here. And then during week 16, which one will have the design showcase, that will be finals week, and you'll be posting your presentation, and everybody in the class will be participating in a design showcase where everybody will have their project posted, and we'll be able to take a look at what each of us did and learn from each other. The deliverables here, as I said, design documents, and that's a collection of each of the components that I went through. You'll compile that and submit it through Canvas, unless there's another more effective way for you to package and submit the design documents that you've created. Then you will be putting together a presentation, and this will be a video that will be shared during Project Showcase Week. And the location for the posting of your videos that will be provided for you. We're either going to be doing that through UW streaming, or we're going to be working through some workaround with Google Docs. And then you should also have handouts to support your presentation. So that's, in a nutshell, what that individualized project is. And you can expect additional information each module as we work to build that in pieces throughout the overall course.